Hello, writing friends. In this session, we are going to talk about the art of crafting a knockout book release. So whether you are a new author gearing up for your first book release, or you are a seasoned writer wanting to revamp your existing books, this session is for you. Your book description is far more than a summary. It is your golden ticket, your one opportunity to hook readers and to make your book irresistible. Think of it as your book's elevator pitch, that engaging, compelling snapshot that captures the mystery, romance, or adventure within. In this session, we're going to uncover the key elements of a stellar book description, proven techniques to captivate your audience, common pitfalls to avoid, real-world examples, and a step-by-step guide to creating your own book description. You might be wondering why I chose this topic for the Writers' Summit. Well, it stems from my own personal journey and struggles as an author. Perhaps, like many of you, I found myself lost in the Amazon jungle, where our books seemed to disappear among the millions of other books. Also, my books weren't selling very well at the conferences that I attended as a vendor. Ladies would come up to the table, they would pick up a copy of the book, they would flip it over, read the back cover, and then put it down and move on. In fact, they would go to the table of the author next to me and purchase her book. Why? Because my book description was not piquing their interest, so they moved on. Writing a compelling book was one thing, but learning how to write an effective book description, that was something I struggled with for years. It wasn't until I learned the art of writing an effective book description that things began to change. Amazon dominates the book market. It controls 50% of all new book sales and is responsible for 80% of all book distribution. So you want your book on Amazon. But getting noticed seems to be impossible until you learn how to play the Amazon game. The game requires the right book promotion, book categories, and a winning book description. I'm only giving you a piece of the puzzle, so pay attention to other teachings on book promotion and how to select the right categories for your book or genre. Now, once I learned how to play the game with the right promotion, the right categories, and a good book description, our books not only got noticed, but they also climbed the charts. We hit #1 status on 4 of our books and hot new release on 3 of them. We even jumped ahead of authors like Max Lucado, Dr. David Jeremiah, Joyce Meyer, and A.W. Tozer. Our books also sold much better at events. Now listen, I don't share these statistics or our success to impress you or to brag. I want to show you the difference it makes when you learn how to play the game, and writing a knockout book description that captures a reader's interest is a big part of being successful. This breakthrough was a game changer for me, and it is what has inspired me to share this information with you today. I know what it is to write a fantastic book that doesn't get purchased or even considered simply because the book description doesn't do it justice. So let's dive in and make sure that your book gets noticed and doesn't get lost in the Amazon crowd. What is it that catches a reader's eye and causes them to choose one book over another? First impressions do matter. When someone is looking for a book, the first thing that catches their eye is the cover, the title of the book. If the title is done right, it speaks to their needs or desires. Once they pick up the book, what do? Next? They flip it over and read the back cover. You only have this one chance to hook your potential reader. Even readers searching on Amazon, the description needs to capture their attention. Your description on Amazon can be long, so use that space up. In fact, the more characters you use, the better. The back cover of your book, however, is prime real estate, so don't waste it. Don't clog up your back cover with reviews or endorsements. If you have a fabulous endorsement from a famous author or celebrity, great. Use a sentence, but not the whole thing. Otherwise, save the endorsements for inside the book and add those endorsements to the description or the editorial review section on Amazon. Keep your bio short with a thumbnail photo. I've seen bios that take up half the book's back cover. Don't do that. Tell your readers about who you are on the author page inside the book. Do not write long paragraphs. Use short paragraphs, 2 or 3 sentences. Even in your description on Amazon and Goodreads, write in short, easy to read sentences. Make it scannable. Use bold or italic font and bullet points to highlight. When writing your description, here are some key tips to keep in mind. Think of your book description as a sales page rather than a book report. And as I said in the introduction, the purpose of your description is not to write a summary of the book. You are not trying to tell them what your book is about. Your description needs to convince your reader you can solve their problems or help them achieve their desired results or goals. Even if your book is fiction, you want to speak to the reader's needs or desires. Remember, the goal is to capture the reader's attention and compel them to buy the book, so make every word count. Here are some questions to ask yourself when writing your book description. How will my book make their life better? Why do they need to read my book right now? What makes my book unique and uniquely effective? Now, when you start writing your book description, you want to begin with a hook. As speakers, we know the importance of the hook. For those of you who don't know, a hook is a brief statement, just a sentence or two, to grab the reader's attention. A good hook, for example, is a shocking statistic. All right, here's an example. Only 8% of people who set goals actually achieve them. Discover the secrets to becoming part of that elite group. Or give them a good hook with a surprising fact. Did you know that humans only use 10% of their brains? Discover how to unlock your mind's full potential. Or make a controversial claim. Forget what you've been told about eating healthy. The real dietary secrets will shock you. Or make a bold promise. Achieve financial freedom in 1 year, starting from scratch. Or offer them a thought-provoking question. How would your life change if you could achieve your goals effortlessly? When writing a hook, I like to use that thought-provoking question. For example, in Experiencing Joy, I write, do you feel like you are missing out on what God promised you? And for Getting to Know God's Heart, I write, are you tired of trying so hard to be the ideal Christian? When you understand who you're writing to, now listen, your book may be for the masses, but you want to have a fabulous conversation with one person. So what is the one statement, the one question that you can present to her that is going to speak to her need or desire? A great way to write a hook is to complete this statement. What if I told you? What if I told you? What is the shocking statement? What if I told you? What is the bold promise? When writing your description, be sure to use keywords and phrases. Now, this is another topic we don't have time for, but before writing your book, you should research keywords and phrases related to your topic and then use them in your description. What are people Googling? What do people need help with? You want to make your description relatable. How did you overcome the problem? Or how did you achieve the goal? How are you the best person to help them? And why should they read your book? You also want to tell them about any related content or features. Does your book offer a leader's guide or a video series, a free gift? If there's anything that you are using as a lead magnet, such as an audio version of the book or an online class or a Facebook group, make sure that you include that in your description. Clearly stating the free gift and explaining why you want to bless your readers with this offer can create a compelling reason for them to choose your book. Including additional content and features in your book description not only makes your book more appealing, but it also builds a loyal reader base. So it's a win-win. In the final statement in your description, like the hook, you want to speak directly to your reader, directly to her needs and desires. For example, in God's Heart, the last statement I put, if you're looking for a quick and easy Bible study that's laser focused on what matters most, your love relationship with God, then look no further. In Experiencing Joy, final statement, kick those joy stoppers out of your life and finally find out what it feels like to have joy. In your final statement, you want to reinforce the value and benefit the reader will gain from your book. You want to create a sense of urgency and excitement. So when closing your book description, make it clear that your book is the solution they've been seeking. As we conclude, let's talk about the call to action. When you've created a compelling book description, don't forget to urge your potential reader to take the next step and get a copy of your book. This is not something you want to put on your back cover, but do add it to your description on Amazon and Goodreads. This last step may seem obvious, but most book descriptions fail to issue a clear call to action. It does make a difference by directing the reader's attention to the next logical step. One last thing I want to leave you with is this helpful tool. If you have trouble writing a book description, check out Dave Chasen's The Book Description Generator. It's available on kinderpreneur.com, and right now it's offered for free, so it's a great tool to have in your author toolbox. Remember, your book description is your sales page. It's prime real estate, so don't waste it. Grab their attention with a compelling hook. Use keywords and phrases. Make every word count. Use your book description to connect with your readers, to show them the value your book offers, and then guide them to make that purchase.
Wow, wow, wow. So good. We do have another session coming right up. Go to the top, click schedule. You're going to be able to see what's coming next and join us in there. Be sure to thank this speaker and connect with her socially. See you in the next session. We are so excited to have you here, and I don't want you to miss anything. So right now, I'm just going to go over a couple housekeeping things for you. We have a contest going all the way through Thursday. So if you would like to help us share about the retreat so other writers can grow their ministries and learn and connect with us too, be sure to check that out at the contest button. If we have any acquisition editor or agent meetings left, you can check that out at the very top. And we'd love for you to get a one-on-one with one of our acquisitions agents and editors. If they are already full, I'm sorry, but maybe next year, right? Okay, and then also we have sponsors who have been so great to help us make this possible for you for free, for those of you who are watching live, and to keep the price down for those of you who are joining as full access or all access members. So great. So be sure to say thanks to our sponsors as well. Most of our speakers have provided you with a free gift. You can find that on their video page, or you can also find that at the top under gifts. And we are just so excited to have you here. For those of you who are participating in the text chats, thank you. That just adds so much fun for us to be able to talk directly with you during the programs, and we just love having you here. Almost all of our speakers at the Virtual Writers Retreat are speakers over at womenspeakers.com. And if you also speak, if you're a writer who also speaks, I encourage you to check that out as well. We have free and paid listings over there at womenspeakers.com. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited that you have joined us for the 2025 3-day Virtual Writers Retreat.